right, we'll see how this goes. The microphone wasn't working this morning. I had to reboot everything, but the point, okay, starting over. Had some issues this morning, but it just got pressed. The staff meeting got pressed on me to kind of clear up, and if this is going to be a full testimony, it's got the good, bad, and the ugly. This is going to be a little bit of the ugly. Well, it's all kind of bad, but so after the Caprice incident is where I'm going to pick up, because after that it was seriously, life has to change. I mean, this is ridiculous. The marriage was dead before it even started, and I knew it. That's one of the things that I really wanted to stress, where I knew it was never going to work. I could have stopped it. I was just too chicken. Just call it like it is. Her folks liked me, or I felt they liked me. I guess I was getting the attention I liked from them, and kind of getting the attention I wanted, because it felt normal, and it was probably the first time in my life that I felt like I was doing something normal. But I knew I had no reason to get married, share life with someone. Not that I had dark secrets. Well, drinking was the dark secret, and I hid it, and she found it. I mean, we'll get all that, but I just want to kind of plow through, because it'll make it sound like, oh, you're just saying you're drinking because the marriage was bad. No. That wasn't it. But if I start telling you the stories, that'll be the equation that might get misconstrued. And maybe rightfully so, but we're not there yet. I got to build the case for other things. So after that epiphany on Caprice, it came back, and at CTL, paint the picture a little more. I wasn't drinking, but then I was getting back into racing, which I love to do. And yeah, we'll just call it that. Guy doesn't go back and beat himself up on a sailboat with a bad back and knees and have risk at work saying, are you safe to go travel and go on job sites, yet I'm banging around on sailboats? They didn't care about that, but they were worried that I'd go down on a job or something. Fall down, not the drinking. They didn't know about the drinking. Well, 95 was when it came ahead, but anyway, I don't need to paint a whole lot of the picture here. But I came back, things have to change. So I came back to CTL, and then this is where they had the house. The Mexican fax, buy this or else, and everything else. So I was renovating the basement. It's completely different now. We had the only bungalow on this side of the street. All these were one story. Well, that was two stories. See this? Oh, boy. But here's the house. There's the house. I kind of have it obscured because there's no reason to, this was, actually they raised this up because that was the top floor. That was the attic. But I had renovated the basement. Hold on. We can do a little more justice here. So yeah, the front porch, and I'm looking around, and it's like, oh, I don't remember that. I would have remembered that. I'll just leave it. Whatever. I don't remember that. Anyway, cracking myself up way too early. So yeah, I painted that color, and I think she called that eggplant. She was a liberal arts major of things, and an engineer. There's clue number one. But I had that artsy-fartsy side, so that was, I could relate. She couldn't relate to engineering at all, but I could relate. Anyway, so I came back and I was renovating the basement. It was like, I can't do this anymore. I cannot. In fact, these bay windows are completely different. Oh, we used to have the little, 45 bay window, then out back in. Redid those. Good night. Wasn't good enough. We bought, the only piece of furniture, adult furniture we bought was the thing for the china plates and stuff that you show off that you never use, that people paid $110 a set for your wedding that never get used. So we bought a little dinette thing, And these guys delivered it. It was like $1,000+ It's almost as much as my first Volkswagen. And, there's a little nick on the side. No, send it back. Send it back. It's like, are you kidding me? Nope, send it back. Anyway, see, I'm painting a bad picture of her and it shouldn't. So I came back. Things have to change. I ended up finding a place on the way to the bus stop. Hold on. So I had to take the bus, even though I could pick it up here. I'd go down here and pick up the train or the bus here to go out to the airport and stuff. Anyway, so I ended up passing by this place one day. And at the time, it was called Yesterday's. It was a little bar. And this is the place now. And I just zoomed in. I'll just redo it. It's kind of funny. So I guess it's a pizza. Lou Malnati's! Oh, my God. Oh, God. I just saw a chocolate chip pizza, and I go, oh, it's a chocolate place. Because I eat chocolate like I used to eat pizza. It's a Lou Malnati's. So I had the loft upstairs here. Oh, my God. If I were there now, oh, God. There'd be a spike in Lou Malnati's. But how ironic was that? The place was called Yesterday's. And it was an old college bar because Northwestern's right across the street. It was there. This wasn't there. Was it? No. That looks pretty new. Oh, that's new. Can you tell because of the construction fencing? Anyway. So yeah, I walked by there and immediately it said, this is where you have to escape. And I don't care if they think I'm drinking or what, but I went there, I walked by here and there's a little thing that said, loft for sale, studio loft for rent. I go, done. It was $700 a month, if I remember right. And so that was part one of the shift getting out. With the surgery coming up and everything, I said I'll be closer to PT, which was a lie. But, I mean, Jane knew that I had to get out. And she didn't put up a big fight. She knew once I'm a beta gamma dog at heart, and that's the way my DNA is. But I alpha dogged a couple times, and when I said I'm getting this place, she didn't. Okay. And she knew. She knew the writing on the wall before we said I do. And if she didn't, then she's a lot less intelligent than I give her credit for. Anyway, not the point. So I got this place. Check this out. Hold on. Oh, I didn't know I had a picture. So yeah, this was the house. So maybe the bay windows are the same. Knucklehead, so much for memory. But yeah, this was the yard. Yeah. So I put in all new eaves along here. And what do? I mean, when we got this thing, it was embarrassing. It was so run down. And I'm not saying there's not a whole lot of detail in this 35mm film, but don't think that this is all spectacular done. No, I chopped up 1x4s, 1x3s, and 1x2s to kind of give it that rustic look, but I put them up raw. And then I decided, well, I should probably paint them after they got mildewy, and so, I mean, it looks nice here, but nah, there's still knucklehead. Inside, this was... uptight white guy, that's not working out. That's uptight white guy. But that was downstairs renovating. But I had to put in a whole new landing, whole new stairway. This thing was so embarrassing. I don't need to keep looking at that. But that wasn't it. This was like cheesy beer. But this is like, I'm going to test out a New Life Crisis look. I got the cheesy Irish beard. Oh my gosh, we don't need to keep looking at that, but I gotta find a transfer photo. But yeah, things were falling apart and she knew it, and then it was us spending a lot of time just away, unaccounted for. But we had this dog, that was typo. This couch, the story on the couch was, after the second surgery that went really south, I came back And she ends up buying this old Victorian chair. I mean, I'll find a picture. But, I mean, it'd be something your grandmother had for guests that never came over. Oh, I'm getting all gassy just thinking about it. She goes, well, I got that for you because of your back. It's like the absolute worst thing in the world. And then she was like, well, I got it for you. You know, if you don't appreciate it, honestly. So we went to, not an art van, but they're just like art van. Crate and Barrel. Went to a Crate and Barrel store. And she started looking around for a replacement. And I'm wearing this turtle. And I'll show pictures, not of me, but what it was. And I'm getting dragged along. This is me. This is me for 10 years. Why are you making that face? Because I'm not happy? Anyway, I don't know how long I can look at this. What's this? I'm just trying to find this was 97. I'll get back to the story. I don't want to look at this the whole time. Oh, here we go. This was when I went on a trip. I just couldn't take it, but that was only after 6 months of formal marriage, meaning we had a church service, but the year before we had a justice of the peace. I just want to put it on this, and I can keep talking on the other stories. And yeah, the blazer typo. We had a great, we saw Jill. That's okay. This is an okay story, sort of. Anyway, so we went to the Crate and Barrel, and she's all put out because I didn't like her little Victorian chair. And I get that look like I can hardly, and I was not feeling well. And she had it in her mind that I faked how bad I was, but I think she knew I was not in good shape. And I go, tell you what, the first couch I passed, I was like, do you like this one? No. Do you like this one? No. Well, if you're going to be that way, and I said, look, I will collapse on the first couch that we end up buying, or that we're going to get, and voila. So, there you go. There's that quick story. But that was, see, I'm painting the picture, but it's like, well, you just wanted to go drink at your little new man cave, didn't you? No, we'll show you the man cave. Here, you guys keep focused on that. I'll find man cave. So this was my man cave. This is my love palace. Oh, God, there's a shower in the middle of the room. That's all I needed. Then this was a gift from Foley Ado. It was a boat that I ended up getting on. The crew ended up giving me a futon after the surgery, and I moved in here permanently. I'm trying to think of what I had to sit on before. There might have been a couple of things to sit on in here before. Maybe there's just a chair. I don't remember that, but this was a gift. Oh, the crew was nice. Fully do. I felt, we're not there yet. I'm just kind of, here's the man cave. And there it is. Yeah. Hi, would you like to come back to my place and slip into something more comfortable? Are you into reading? So all this was the stuff. This was CTL, 13 years of, well, I'm limping. I had another year and a half to limp through. But it was like, okay, now I can sit back and do all the writing and illustrating and the cartoons. All this was my backup filing for that. When I got here, I was writing a book. And not that anyone cares, but I end up finding that 10-page letter to Jill. I'm not going to stop it so you can read it, but so I found this, and it's like, oh my God, so I gotta see if I'm going to put anything in there, but this is how dumb, it's like, should I write her or should I not write her? Should I write her? So I took 10 pages to wonder if I should write her, and I got to the end, and it's like, oh, okay, now I can do a little intro. So this was the book I had written, and then it was like, okay, it'd be funny, guys, like, oh, I used to be this, and now I'm kind of this, but actually I look like this, ha ha. So I'm trying to be funny and sincere and genuine, and so I'm bouncing all around this letter. I can imagine, I hope there's a time where I can have a video of people's reaction for stuff I did, pretty much through the, USPS service, because I can imagine her getting this. I mean, she's in Utah. She liked Colorado, and I liked Utah, and I made a big deal of that. I said, I'm going to buy Utah and show you up. She ended up living there. Anyway, so I don't even know where I was going with this. But I'm bouncing back and forth, trying to be funny. And anyway, then it's like, oh, I sent pictures of me sailing. But these are the only ones I have left. We won Boat of the Year only because of one guy. Wally's a great guy. This is Wally. Wally's a rock star in the Chicago racing circuit. But you talk about bad knees, bad health, bad luck. Not luck, just bad stuff. Yeah, I hope he's okay. But last time I saw him, stop by and say hey, and he's like, can you go out and get me a pack of cigarettes? I was like, okay. He wasn't doing good. I mean, he had bad knees, bad back. So I thought, these are the only pictures, though, I have of Raven. Except for the ones I drew. See? Whoa, 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 whoa. Let's get a little bit more. Let's get a little clarity here. I think that's the same jacket, if I'm not mistaken. If I'm not mistaken. And I'm not. Yep. And there's, like I said, I always wore that navy blue shirt and white shorts. But not on Raven because we had boat shirts. So we couldn't. I know what I've said and haven't said. So yeah, those are Raven. So yeah, that was Raven. It's the only one. The only pics I have on there. There's Sam. No. See, Wally's driving. No, Sam's driving. Wally was the tactician, strategist, and everything else. That's why we got Boat of the Year. This guy. Not the muscle they had up front. That got the job done, but, you know, the brains. I have to admit, the brains. I was the muscle. I was the brawn. He's the brains. Got caught like it is. Oh, this guy was a civil engineer. I don't think Jeff is right, but he was. This guy knows his stuff. Look at him. He goes, yeah, I see it. Sam. This guy, first race on Raven, when he's driving, he crashed 3 transoms. And this is Stan. This is the owner. Stan's a great guy. Oh my God, this guy's great. And his wife Natalie, she took a liking to me in a weird way, but she was like, there's something strange about that son, but I like him. But he crashed the boat 3 times, and Stan's like, and he's just like, just let me drive. Either I drive or, I can't have someone second guessing me. Oh, okay, Stan. Oh, this guy was so great. I love you, Stan. I hope you're doing good. Anyway, not where we're going with this. Because we just flew off the main highway. Let's see. Wally. Jill Mecklenburg. There's a story about, and then the whole thing with the names. Oh, now I got to go down that road. I got to be honest. All right, hold on. I got to finish with it. Rags. Rags was a great guy. Mike was the pit guy. Jill was just crew. Oh, no, this Mike. This is the Mike. Rags. Oh, that guy's name isn't on here. I called him, whatever I just called him. I remember everything I said. But no, wait a minute. Jeff DeFazio. Oh, I forgot him. He's the reason I got on there. Well, actually, it's Sam. So Stan Bailey. I don't know who that is. Steve Cox. Oh, Steve Cox is. I know it's irrelevant to you guys. But Jeff DeFazio. That's Jeff DeFazio. Those Heidi and Jeff. They sailed around the world. But this guy, I can't remember his name. Might have been Eric. But that guy knew his stuff. He's talk about cool, cool applied to sailing knowledge. Anyway, not where we're going. Hold on. So the only reason I'm doing this is to show the effort that went into writing that little book. And so these were the files for the illustrations. Oh, that's kicking in. Had the manuscript. So blah, 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 blah. Little kid grew up near the ocean and blah, blah, blah. He can't remember what he did. Oh, and he went fishing and he caught the most beautiful fish. and you don't need to read into this too much, but caught the beautiful fish, and then he had to go back and tell everyone he caught this beautiful fish, and then when he came back, it passed away. So go figure what happened in high school. So blah, 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 blah. Little kid, blah, 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 decides to go out, and he can't fish in that pond anymore. And so, I'm winging this. I don't want to do this twice. But blah, blah, blah. He goes on a little trip, and this is the way it was edited. It went down to the bottom of the page because I needed all the room, so this isn't missing text or stuff. But it's blah, 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 and he goes on this little creek, because the creek fed to the river that fed to the bayou that fed to the ocean. And he had to go out to the ocean to catch the biggest fish in the world, and the bestest and fastest and, most awesome. I'll think of what, I know, but I'm thinking way too fast. So he couldn't fish there anymore, and he had to go out to the ocean, but he didn't know how long it took to get to the ocean. So he goes down this river, and he keeps going, and then he isn't sure if he should go back home at night, or keep going, or stay overnight on the boat. He had little sunfish. Don't read too much into this. This is totally fiction. Because a kid, come on. But anyway, then he goes down the river, then he finally decides, well, I'll stick it out, and just doesn't go back to his dwelling point. Then he keeps on going, blah, blah, blah. And blah, 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 blah. And he hits the bayou, and then he kind of contemplates stuff. And these are my old boat shoes, but we don't need it to. And all this was edited so everything fit on one page, so I don't know what happened here. But I was so meticulous with this to make sure, I filled up enough paragraphs, and each page had a thought to it. So I don't know, these little remnants, I kept squeezing and extending to make everything fit. But anyway, and then he goes out, and then he had to disturb the guy to open up the drawbridge, because he didn't know there's a drawbridge, and then he goes out there and he gets hit by a big wave, and then there are other fishermen looking at the beautiful fish, or what he's looking for, and he goes, oh no, there's going to be a guy at the teak house. No, anyway. Or he's going to be a veterinarian that she takes this poor cat to. Anyway. And this will probably end up being 2 takes, because that could have been a lot funnier. Anyway, so he gets hit by a wave and flips over. He doesn't realize what he's getting into, but he's committed to it, and he keeps on going down. Oh my God, it just keeps on going. Blah, 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 blah. Anyway, contemplation. What am I looking for? What kind of fish? What kind of fish? Then the Hobies. Did I say that Jill we went on the Hobie that day? I think I did. But kind of the Hobie. And then, this is how bad I am. I did these Hobies, and I described, she had a rainbow thing. But I'm so insecure. I'm thinking that people are going to read into, oh, this guy is gay, because he got the rainbow. Actually, that was it. He had the sunfish, but he decided he needed a faster boat. That was it. So he gets out there, he gets knocked over, he sees these other fishermen, and they've got these speedboats, but he doesn't want a speedboat, because those guys are gross. But he knows he needs a faster boat. That was it. So he gets a faster boat, and he sees a Hobie, and he knows that's the one because it's got all the things. But when I was writing it, or halfway after I wrote it, I thought, well, whoever reads this is going to read in that the guy's gay. And that twisted my head. I think I need one more photo or picture. But all these are hand-drawn. Yeah. But it gets worse. It gets worse. Hold on. Okay, I haven't looked at this for at least 10 years. And I'm going by what I titled, he realizes he's looking for the biggest fish in the world so he can become famous and You know, because that's what it's all about. You're supposed to get the biggest fish in the world. Then he realizes he has no idea what that is. So he comes up with this is what I think I wrote, you guys will know. I had, the password is, awesome, way too cool, and naturally fun to be around fish. I think that's what I wrote. And I'll just finish this and we'll go back and verify. But I think that's what I was, Oh, and then the guy's name is Stage. Total coincidence. But, okay, so he goes out and he turns to this, and this is part 3. Oh my God, it keeps going on and on. It never stops. So blah, 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 blah. And then he sees it, I think, for a brief minute. I don't know. I gotta see the pictures to kick in. Oh, okay, so he sees it. He sees this way too cool, awesome, and then it's like, oh, that's it. I don't forget about this biggest fish. She's living at the teak house. Parallelism is just coincidence. But he realizes, and then he gets hit by the wave, and he sees the totally cool fish, and he wants to go after it, but he has to go back ashore, and then he finds the people on a boat. Boats rebound, they go on board, and then they take care of him and feed him and realize he's devoid and denounced of these germane gadgets. Anyway, blah, 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 blah. And then he reflects back, and this was actually the swamp in our house. Anyway, then there's Heidi, but then this was a wave. I don't have that picture anymore, but I have a drawing of it. But this was looking up the mass, whatever I wrote. I may look at this over and think it might work. But then there are 3 paths, and then this was up in Evanston. There are 3 paths that Stage could take. And it's like, reflect back, I don't know which one. And then he needed, okay. Then we'll wrap it. It wraps up fast. Hold on. So as you can see that there's more and more color, and things are looking good. And then that's a photo, but that's drawn and colored artificially, but then reflective, and then he goes, well, even though I saw it, I'm not sure if I'm going to catch it. That's gay before gay was gay. Oh, anyway, hold on. All right, well, strike 1 for that. So it turned out to be, from there he could decipher. And here it is. There's the book. Oh, for intelligent, naturally cool-looking, and a lot of fun to be around ultimate fish. What did I write? Awesome, way too cool, and naturally fun to be around. So that's close. But that's Jill. I mean, it's weird. So yeah, that was the thing that I was looking for. So I gotta see what. Because I've got to be honest, how stupid is stupid? So Bubba didn't fathom the future were the following. Fate or something like that found its way, blah, blah, blah. There's like, I can't really read it. Well, that's the reason. Stage would eventually find his intelligent, naturally cool looking. And then the other half of the set, whatever. And then found his ultimate porpoise. Because there's a porpoise in there. Get it? Get it? Because it was a dolphin? Because it was cool and intelligent and naturally fun? Especially when misfortune was leading the way. The red line? Huh? There's some thought that went into this. See, here's the other half. And a lot of fun to be around ultimate fish. And only after he found the one particular dolphin fish. Because purpose, too much. No kidding. Ha. And forthright, it'd take a billion jillion. That's funny. Because no one will get it. God. Real photo. Reality. Never found anything. Yeah, okay, we'll tell you reality. Tell them about DFW after this. And then the enraptured delight of being happy, content, and total peace. Blah, blah, blah. Hey, the real sun. All you sun simulator people, I got your back. That's the way it used to look like, I agree. was how the sun was complemented by the skyline over the incredible potential within the world's deep blue seas, respectively. I always had to throw on an extra word. And Han said, you are rather verbose. I love that. Oh, he was great. No, I mean, he's still around, but you guys don't even know about Hans yet. Then the eyes, oh, I probably still had that picture. Oh, I know I did. Bump, bump, bump. Well, kind of, not like, but really, because reality, oh my God. This is how anal I get at things. So I had a sheet to keep track of all the publishers. I think I only sent it out to 30. I've got the thing. But, I'd have to put everything into table form, and, then after they reviewed what the response was and whether they liked it and how many pages got sent. And in fact, the book I just got, Andrew, was because of this, where I said, if you're going to send that publication kind of cold to all the publishers, you got to kind of know which ones take what. So that's why I got him that book, because that's exactly what I was using. Finding out there are all these different publishers and, kids' books. And, I called it a kids' book, but I had intended to have 3 levels where you could read it in elementary and you won't get the big words, but you just read right over. And then kind of a secondary level where, depending on your vocabulary, you understand a little bit more. And then the deeper meaning stuff was the 3rd level. But then it got so weird because, what is this? Is it an adult book? Is it a little kid's book? And then it's like you have to be smart, but then the gay thing came up, and then there's an otter scene, and that's Steve, where the guy stage comes across an otter, and it's the first thing he has a interaction with, and he plays a tennis ball, but then he notices the otter's sick, and then this otter one day doesn't show up. Oh no, what happened to the otter? And then when I'm writing that, I'm thinking, they'll think this guy's a pedo. He's a gay pedo, and so, that's how insecure. But you know what? I probably even today wouldn't do it. So here's the letter that went out to all the publishers. Putnam. And blah, blah, blah. But I was serious with this. It's another one. So you don't need to see all these, but yeah. Sent them little samples. What is this all about? Oh, I had sample page of all the illustrations. I go, this is the bomb of books for all ages. And all 30 of them said, no, it's really not. But thanks for thanks for making us send you this form letter and wasting our time with yet another unsolicited submittal. Anyway, I'll get back. Hold on. So yeah, that was here. And the great thing, the library was right down the street, so I could get library, I got the book on sunfish to get all the pictures I needed. And so this was Mecca. I mean, I'm sure I know I did. I mean, I had wine in here. Who am I kidding? But not binge or anything. It was just to get away from the house. Oh, I just couldn't take it. You get to the point where I just can't even lie to myself. And I've always been this was a squirrel. This was a bridge in South Carolina. And I made the little placards to show where we were on the bridge. Oh, I loved doing this stuff. That was my job. They'll take our jobs. Anyway, so yeah, this is all CTL and or the fish book. All right, I don't have much time left on this one, but so yeah, there's the shower, and I don't know who used shaving cream in there, but I guess they did. But it had a little kitchen area with a microwave and a fridge, and the sink. Where was it? It had a sink, so I had everything I needed. Oh, and obviously a toilet. There's a bathroom in the back. And so it's like, this is all I needed. And it was so perfect. And the name of the place was Yesterday's. And the story there was, it was a college bar, and it was a ratty kind of, and this smelled. I mean, it's right over a bar, like Harry's. It was totally like Harry's. The fryer, it stunk, but it was clean. There were no roaches or anything. But it had that bar smell upstairs, the stale beer and the stale wood, because it was a sports memorabilia place. And I ended up getting a check from insurance, so I was kind of like in the money. And I gave the guy either $500 or that included a little extra for the rent. They were tearing out the bar, and I said, here's some money. 500 sounds a lot, but it would not be unlike me to do that. And I said, let me pick for this amount of money, call it 500. I get to pick out anything I want. He goes, just go for it. Because it was his father's bar. Sleazeball pocketed it, I'm sure. But he goes, yeah, you can pick anything you want. So I had 10 old wooden racquetball rackets and all the. That's where I got that sailing trophy. And had all this really cool old memorabilia. That stuff kind of doesn't travel well when you move umpteen thousand times. Or, I'm sorry, umpteen jillion times. And so then most of that got lost except for that little trophy left, a little sailing trophy. But yeah, I think, and I only went downstairs to the bar to get a burger maybe 2 or 3 times. So I never went down there and drank and ate. I just ate. I probably had a beer, but that was, and I think I've already said, I never went to a bar by myself. Well, that was probably, but it's only 2 or 3 times. This towel, you'll see this towel again in some pictures. Well, we'll just do that real quick. Hold on. Just had to throw that in because that's in the book. But hold on. So we'll end on this note. There's that towel. This was toward the end of the marriage. I had this thing set up with my nephews. That's Max, Samson, the other picture. I called this the Walk of Life, where I had the kids pick out their favorite colors and made the canvas, and I had them walk across one. And then they each got their own little thing. They got to dance around on it. I can do a quick little synopsis. They got to pick out the colors. Oh, I might as well just do it. So and I got to make it quick. So there. And then they wrote it down, okay, and then that's Max. Then he's like, what is he doing? And he's like, okay, now I want you to do this. And this is up at the summer cottage. And I'm having Jane film this, but I wanted to make this their birthday present when they were 21. But, I don't know if they remember. I'm sure they remember this, but I'm dunking them, and people are walking by. It's like, what's going on in that yard? But I'm dunking them, and go dance around over there. And they're like totally into it. These are work buckets. And I'm just like, oh no, these are drywall mud. Oh, that's from the drywall mud. For every 10 of those, probably one was in place by the time I got done sanding. No joke. So you got to mix up and then go on and go dance on your own. So he had orange and green, obviously. Then, dance around. He was my godson of all things. My brother with a godson. Oh, jeez. So that was his, and then blah, blah, blah. And then that's Sam, and then Sam had his own. There's Jane filming. He's like, should I tape this? Yes, just keep it rolling. It's an hour tape. It didn't take that long. So this will walk across. I know I'm skipping around, but, and then, Miles and Carolyn. Carolyn's up on the balcony. What are you doing? Are you going to get paint all over the yard? Yes, Mother, I am. And it's going to survive. But they're just like, are you should be doing this? It's like, should I keep taping? Oh, God, people. Just let them be crazy for a couple minutes. So there's that. And then he danced around. And it's like, that's a little thing. And then this is my roller disco. Oh. That guy's gone. That's the ultimate beach towel, baby. There's no exception to the rule. That got the women to just they came over in days. Like, I don't know why, but I had to come over and talk to you. Hi, where'd you get that towel, dude? We're done.